Good morning to all the good viewers of this program who are watching this program with us live or are going to be watching this program later on today. Allow me to share the link of the program with all of you so that anybody who wants to see it live can have that chance. I can also go ahead and see that same program with you from my YouTube through my phone by going through the Telegram. And also, good morning, good afternoon to those who text in our live chats, and all those who are new or old watching this program with us, and those who do the big work of subscribing and sharing this program. Allow me to start with the link of the program that I have for you of what we need to share with you so that you can all have access to it. Before we go through with the program that I put together for you for this week, we got to finish off where we left off last week with Donald Trump. As you remember, everybody was talking about it. Everyone was jumping up and down that, yes, Donald Trump is now poor. He lost his money. He lost his homes. Letitia James is going to take him to town, clean him up. And, all that stuff about how he's going to lose his golf fields. He's going to lose his Trump Tower Plaza. He's going to lose this. He's going to lose that. He's going to lose this. Well, Donald Trump sent out a tweet in his Truth Social saying that he has 500 million just lying around in cash. He can go ahead and put it in the bank and send it to Letitia James and pulled one of them. But more importantly, he won in court. He won a settlement that says he has to pay the court far less money than what they asked for. He also got an extension put on, so the deadline got pushed away for about 10, 15 days so that the banks can do what they need to do to transfer money from one to the other, the right way. This isn't the 1700s where you just come in with a suitcase full of money and throw that in front of the judge, Things have to be done the right way. And then they were also able to score that there will be interest collected on this money that's been given to the court to hold until they can get a final answer on the unjustness of the judge in this case and Letitia James of her foolish excuse of a crime that was never committed to be reviewed and get a final decision. So until that time, there'll be interest collected. So Donald Trump really won 3 times against Letitia James so far. Now that we said all that, we can go back to this week. So this week, Islamic Republic of Iran once again showed the world how little regard it has for the Iranian people and how much it's bent on the genocide of the Iranians, destruction of Iran's natural resources, the sale of Iranian land and water to foreign countries. And yet again, we see one of these examples with the signing of, this is not done by me, this is being reported by Iran International, which is a newspaper agency that is also online as well. Anybody can go and find it. It's got program. It's in Persian, English, all kind of languages. They signed a 5-year deal over gas with the country of Iraq. Now, Iraq is right beside Iran and is an oil-producing country as well. They already have their own gas and oil and all of these things. Why is Iran giving them gas? Well, for the Iraqis, it's a benefit because they will buy it at a lower cost than what it would take for them to transfer their own gas into usable gas for their own people in their own country. They notice that it costs far less to get the Iranian gas, have that be transferred already so it could be usable to sustain all of Iraq. Then Iraq can turn around and sell that little bit of gas that it has to the rest of the world. This is a problem for Iran because Instead of Iran being able to use its gas to sell to the rest of the world, it's selling it at a ridiculously low price to another gas producing nation. That means the other nation, in this case Iraq, can make its own gas famous to the rest of the world by selling it, making huge profits, while all of this comes at the cost of the Iranians and the Iranian citizens. For the mullahs, that's not a problem, because the mullahs, by selling it to another corrupt country like Iraq, can continue their money laundering scheme so that the money can go in the accounts of the mullahs and their children who are outside of Iran, so they can all live a lavish lifestyle. It is the people of Iran that will suffer once again by not seeing a penny out of this transaction. However, right away as this happened, we see that Ali Khamenei and his terrorist regimes around the Middle East gather together because they have to come out with a way of spending this new money that they're going to be making off of Iraq. You see, the money just can't come and go in their accounts and then they just sit on it and say, we're not going to do anything with it. No, no, no. The mullahs in Iran, when they get some money, and the portion that doesn't go to their children, the portion that stays with them, they want to use it right away. To use it right away, they have to use it with their terrorist groups to commit more terrorism. Therefore, as they sign this deal, Ismail Haniyeh, which is this guy over here in this video, the fat man with the white hair, came to meet with Ibrahim Raisi, the president of the Islamic Republic of Iran, the person that represents the spiritual leader of Iran, Sayyid Cockroach Ali Khamenei. And yes, he is a cockroach. And therefore, he will be the go-to man in between Ismail Haniyeh and Cockroach Ali Khamenei. So now you will see a video of them meeting in Iran. You can hear that the Iranian news agencies are taking pictures. You got a terrorist and his terrorist henchmen sitting on one side. You got the father of terrorism on the other side. Yes, yes, you're seeing it correctly. And then we go to, since we were talking about Gaza and the terrorists of Palestine, now that they came for the money, they want some of that money. They gotta, need more money for terrorism, the war against Israel, right? They need money. But they tell you all the time, they say to you in the news, you've seen it for the last 4 or 5 months. They keep telling you in the news, in Gaza, there is no more electricity. People don't have electricity. There is no electricity. What is the Israeli army going to do about creating electricity for the people of Gaza? Now you've invaded it. You need to give them electricity. Where is this electricity? And you see them talking about how there's no internet, there is no Wi-Fi, there is no food, humanitarian aid. We need humanitarian aid. You've seen Biden say that, right? He got the president of Mexico, General Al-Sisi, that's right, Mexicans speak Arabic now. That's right. Joe Biden told the whole world. I mean, the guy's name is Al-Sisi. He's not El-Sisi, it's Al-Sisi. Okay? The president of Mexico, Al-Sisi, opened the doors to allow humanitarian aid into Palestine. Who did this? Joe Biden did this. He told you that. I have the video of it. So in case if you forget, we can always play you that video. But anyway, in Gaza, today, right now, we're going to look at one of their butcher shops. We're going to see what they're selling. Are they selling chickens or are they selling turkeys? I mean, they're supposed to have no food. They shouldn't have anything there. But look at this. All these turkeys, goats, sheep. Yeah, They got it all for sale for you. Come on, buy it. I mean, they said they have no electricity. How you keep these things cold? Hmm? They say they have no food. What is all this food doing at the butcher shop? I mean, they got money to go buy turkeys. People in Canada and United States and in the West, they eat turkey on special occasions. The rest of the time, if they're lucky, they eat chicken. These guys forget the chicken, man. Who wants chicken when you can have turkey every day? That's Gaza for you. They have turkey every day, but the Democrat news agencies that push democracy as a Democrat liberal ideology, they lie to you. They bamboozle you. They turn you into a fool when you support them. They show you this kind of stuff. No way, no way. They don't tell you that. No. They got to paint a whole different picture for you. A lie picture for you. A picture full of lies, of people struggling, people not having money, people being hurt, people don't have this and people don't have that. But in reality, that's what's going on in Gaza. The rich Islamic Republic of Iran gives them all the money. Now you got Joe Biden giving them all the money. Now you got England and the rest giving them the money. Of course, they got money. Food comes in for free under the name of humanitarian aid. And then it goes to the butcher shop so that the butcher shop can resell it and make 100% profit. Who needs to have a farm when the rest of the world brings the food to you and then you turn around and sell that food to your people? You've known for several years that I have exposed Islam. In the Persian community, they know that. They know that. In the English, we've just recently started the English side of the program. So you guys are a little behind. But in the Persian community, I've been exposing Islam for multiple amount of years now. We've taken the fight directly to them, not by making fun out of them, not by lying about them, but by exposing them and telling the truth. They say the truth shall set you free. That is what we've been doing. We've brought the truth out. We've exposed them with the truth. And by doing that, we have shown what really is going on. I've said it for many years. The Prophet of Islam, Mata Muhammad, who they tell you is a pious man, is not a worldly man, is a spiritual man, is a this man, and is a that man. It's all a lie. He's the prophet of the LGBTQ plus movement. He came way before his time with the message of wokeism, with the message of LGBTQ, and also the message of KKK, all wrapped into one. Wokeism in the sense that you're not woke about black people. No. Wokeism in the sense that what KKK's message is of white being at the top and everything else being animals. Wokeism in the sense that whatever they say is and all other cultures is canceled. He's an LGBT because of his way of lifestyle. He's far worse than LGBT. He's also the prophet of those who want to commit pedophile. He's the prophet of those that want to sleep with animals. He's the father of those that want to sleep with the dead. He's the father of those that want to sleep with vegetables and fruits. That's right. In Islam, you're allowed to marry a watermelon because they don't have the word izdiwaj, they have the word nikah. So you can put a hole in a watermelon and you can go to town with your sexual activities with a watermelon. The Sunni Muslims agree with that. You can use a cucumber. Oh, you know where. I don't need to explain where the cucumber is. You already know. But now the problem has become so big, they can no longer hide it. For years, they were saying people like Dr. Musawat don't know what they're talking about. For years, they kept saying that these channels where they talk about Islam in the English and other languages and try to break it down and get people to leave this religion, they just make up these things, when we show you facts and figures. But now it's reached a point where they can no longer hide it anymore. So now they openly accept it in their mosques in Iran, of all places. You see, over there you have the flag of the Islamic Republic of Iran, not to be mistaken with the true flag of Iran, which is the Kingdom of Iran. This is the flag of the people that have taken Iran to siege and are killing the Iranian people. This is their flag. Beside it, they have the old flag of Afghanistan, not to be mistaken with the new flag, which belongs to the Taliban, which is the same flag as Saudi Arabia minus the sword, but instead of it being in green and white, it's in white and black. These people sitting here, they're all in Iran because those who go in the mosques in the West, they like to put plastic white chairs and sit on that as if they're modern now. But in Iran, they all sit on the floor. You can see some of them are Afghans on this end, and the Iranians are on this end. We also have a guy here who's dressed in a skirt, and he's going to dance. You see the balloons, you see all these decorations they put on the mosque because, it's a celebration for them. Look at the celebration. Now, let's see what happens with this guy who's trying to be a woman. He's a cross-dresser, and he's dancing like a woman. Let's see what happens. You see this other guy, he come along, and this guy in the brown pants, he came along to grab him because he thought, man, he's going to go beat up this male cross-dresser, and we don't want that to happen. And then once he finds out that the guy is not there to beat him up, look what will happen next. So when he wants to dance, then it's okay. Just put your jacket down. Go ahead and come dance. You see the guy that was grabbing him with the brown pants in Iran, they say brown pants are worn by the gays. Now, why they pick the brown pants? Because it's communism. You have to take out some of the colors, and you can use the excuse that gays wear it. They can take it out. Remember, clown Mahmoud Ahmadinejad told the world, we don't have no gays in Iran. There is no such thing. Now we found out that the gays are wearing brown pants. Man. And now you see him, he has no excuse to walk in between their dance, but he does it anyway because, he's trying to take a look at the two of them, see, man, which one do I like more so that tonight I can pick him up and share the bed with him. And we got business to do. We got business to do. And look what he will do next. Ah, yes, the old, let me pull up my sock so I can stand in the middle of the two of them and take a good look at them and, look them up and down, top to bottom, bottom to top, take a good look, see what I like. Take a good look at the packages and the whatnots. Yeah, the old, let me pull up the sock a bit so that I can buy some time, though. It comes to his mind, well, maybe the two of them, if it becomes difficult, I might need someone from the crowd, So he starts to look at the crowd. But in the meantime, while he's looking at the crowd, he keeps turning his head because he has to look at these two. He likes them. He likes it. He likes what he sees. Ah, yes. He picked the one he wants. It's you're better looking. I want you. You make some stuff rise in heat, and you had to grab him. Can't wait until tonight. We gotta go do something now. Grab them, and there we go. While everyone else is watching this one, he's gone with the other one to do what he's got to do. You don't need me to explain everything, do you? I mean, there are some stuff that I think you will be able to understand and and get the gist of on your own. You don't need everything translated to you or explained to you. Those of you who watched our last program, they saw this picture that I put up in the last program showing the study that was done from 2002 to 2012 about the executions in Iran, executions that have been going on since this regime came into power and a little bit before it, when they used to do terror attacks and pretend to be the government of Iran that did it, but it was really them. And now we will show you some more of those pictures of those executions for those who pretend like, this is nothing, and this guy just making up stuff because he doesn't like the country, or he doesn't like the government, or he doesn't like this, or he doesn't like that, and you have thoughts in your head. Here's from Ayatollah BBC showing Islamic Republic of Iran hanging citizens that it hangs on stupid charges like blasphemy against Islam, blasphemy against the Prophet of Islam, going to war against God. And during this, Khatami, the last president, the last court jester, they used to dress people in these raincoats, the yellow ones, men and women. What they don't tell you is majority of these people are young. These young people are people that have been in jail since they were little children, and they're growing up at the age of 15, they become a man. Then between 15 and let's say 17, 18, they come up with charges on them that, they did something like they used or sold drugs. And then you say, but how can the guy do that when he's been in prison his whole life and has never come out of prison? He doesn't know anyone outside to get him the drug. Say, no. We arrested some drug dealers and they were in there and the drug dealer sold them the drugs. You say, well, where did the guy come with the money to buy the drugs? I mean, he's been in prison his whole life since he was a child. But no. They made a deal so that when he goes outside, he'll do, well, when is he going to go outside? He's never seen outside. And then you know that this is something that the mullahs are coming up with. There you see the classical uniform of the police and the Basij of Iran and the people they've got to go kill. Women, men, children, and there's cockroach Ali Khamenei sitting there passing his judgment on it. If they can't hang you, then they will stone you to death, like they did this woman, where you put him in the ground, you bury him, and then you use these stones to smash it in their heads until they die. And there he is in the caricature. Ali Khamenei, he's making a noose so that you can be killed, he's sewing it up. For you, the English-speaking viewers, this picture is very important. You see, majority of the people that think of Iran think that Khomeini is still in charge, this guy over here. But Khomeini died in 1989. He's no longer there. Stop using his name. He was an Indian who came to Iran, a Sikh who pretended to be a Muslim. And there he said he's from the family of the Prophet of Islam. That's why he wears the black turban. But he died in 1989, and now he's no more. They have a giant mosque built for him, which nobody goes to. And then you got this one over here. You got the cockroach himself, Sayyid Ali Khamenei. And now he is the new spiritual leader of Iran. The spiritual leader can out-veto everybody. All Iranians put on one side, all the clergymen put on one side, and this clown jester by himself on the other side, he can out-veto everybody. Okay? What he says goes. His position is bigger than a king. Because during the kingdom of Iran, we had a parliament, and the parliament made up their own stuff, and the king just allowed the parliament to do its business. But no, not this guy. This guy tells you on a daily basis what to do, and then the government goes and does what he said in the government. Underneath him, you see, these are the people that have become presidents during the 2 terms of this Khamenei who died, and Khamenei who's there now. Okay? And some of them have already been assassinated. One of them is Khamenei himself, who then became spiritual leader after the death of Khomeini, who he himself, Khamenei, had a part in. Khamenei had a part in the killing of this first guy here, okay? Yeah, you see with the glasses, okay? This was the first one that he killed. Let me see if I can make this bigger for you so that maybe we can look at it better for you. Let me see if we can. Let's see. Okay, now you see it there. They killed him. Khamenei killed him. His best friend, by the way, Rafsanjani, it was the next one to be killed. Oh. And then after they killed him, they put this one aside. They said this one, Khatami, is no good. He has to go aside because, you know, they don't like him, but every now and again they'll use him. Then this one came along. This was one of the terrorist students that took on the American embassy. Later on, he became president. He used to be from a Jewish family that converted to Islam. And in Islam, they tell you that Allah, the God of Islam, he turned some Jewish people for not obeying Sabbath into monkeys and pigs. And when you look at him, he really looks like a monkey. I mean, look at the way his eyes are. And look at how the surrounding of his eye is. The guy looks like he's a chimpanzee. He's a bleached chimpanzee named Mahmoud Ahmadinejad. You all know him very well. He was the guy that said he wants to throw all the Jews into the Mediterranean waters and take over the whole place, you know, that river to the sea. Palestine will be free. That was all this guy. This guy came up with that bullshit. That was all him. Okay? That was all this guy. Let's see if we can make it smaller. Then we had Khatami for you, who was the last guy, and now they got Raisi, who you saw with Ismail Hanna. Right? In the Islamic Republic of Iran, it is important for you so that you will know. Okay? You have Cockroach Ali Khamenei, who sits at the very top. He's a cockroach. The reason why he's a cockroach is he lives underground in the tunnels, like cockroaches do. I mean, every cockroach, you know, they live in the sewers. They come out of the sewers. They go back in the sewers. They come out of your toilet and they come outside and, you know, they go back in through the toilet. Many people don't know, but cockroaches can actually swim very well. And they can hold their breath for a long time too. You can flush them down the toilet and they'll come out somewhere else in the sewers. So he's a cockroach. This cockroach, who's in charge of killing all Iranians, underneath him is the Islamic Revolutionary Guards Corps, also known as IRGC, known as Sepah in Farsi. IRGC has multiple branches of its own. It's got the Al-Quds Force, and the Al-Quds Force is designed to go and take over the Quds inside Israel and take out the Israelis and dismantle them and put the government away for good and create that whole place into Palestine. That's their only mission in life. But right now, when the war is going on, they're nowhere to be found because they're all in the tunnels with Ali Khamenei, the cockroach. And they're using their antennas, you know. They play antenna wars, sort of like this. And then when it becomes nice and hard, that antenna, they put it in each other's holes. If you don't understand what we're talking about, I encourage you to rewatch the program over and over and over until you understand what the antenna is and where's the hole. Underneath them, they have another group called the Basiji Resistance Force. And the Basiji Resistance Force is their advisors that they send to other nations so they can teach the nations about how to commit terrorism, how to be a good terrorist. And those are the ones that you see Israel is bombing left, right, and center in this last week in Syria and in Lebanon. You see the Basiji sources that Iran sends out for the force go to Syria. They sit in Syria. They talk in Syria. They give advice in Syria to other terrorists, especially the people that are fighting for Hezbollah of Lebanon, the Islamic State in Palestine, Hamas in Palestine. You know, that's what they do. And they're being killed over it. They got their aerospace. The aerospace, they take a garbage can and they take the lid of it and they put a little motor on it so that they can, you know, fly the motor using a joystick to make it go up in the air. And they pretend like, you know, they're working on aerospace with the idea that later on, instead of a lid, they can make something bigger and put people in it. And the lid goes about 50 meters in the air and poof, it falls on somebody's head. Can't even stay up there for more than 30 minutes. They got a naval force, a Navy force, you know. And they also got their ground force, which are made to go and fight in trench wars, like as if anyone ever fights trench wars anymore. This is one of the ships they bought from, you know, northern countries of Europe, like Norway and other places. They go and they buy these. These would be used by the Coast Guard. You can see the helicopter lands on it. This is for rescue missions. It's lightly armored, but it's made for rescue missions. This is not a warship, okay? The Islamic Republic of Iran went and bought a whole bunch of these, pretending like they can go to war, and it's all just to scare people in Iran and make them feel like these guys are still strong and in power, so that nobody will go and start another protest and potentially bring them to their knees and throw them out of their misery and change the government for once and for all. So to scare people, they show these pictures. They show more pictures of their Iranian Navy, where this one looks like it's Photoshopped because it looks like it's shipwrecked. They got this one that it looks like it's been rusted so long, it's out of commission. I mean, it belongs in a museum. The one next to it belongs to a museum. This one over here, the only one they got here, this one is lightly, you know, usable for light missions, but nothing more. And it also should be in a museum. I mean, we have stuff like this in the United States that are just the museums. They don't use them no more. You got one that looks like a fishing vessel, another one that looks like a fishing vessel, another one that also is rusted and looks more like it would carry cargo for the military. You got this other one over here that looks like it's just a regular cargo ship. You got this one over here that looks like it's used for light military, and it's not that big. I mean, look at the boats beside it. You got another one here that looks like it's also a cargo for the military. So really, we don't see anything that's a war machine in the water that you could use as a warship. Then comes the Air Force. The Air Force, not to be mistaken with the actual military of Iran. We're looking at the IRGC's military. You see, there's two military in Iran. The original official one for the nation and the terrorist one, the IRGC. Okay. Terrorists have weapons of aircraft. Look. King Mohammad Reza Pahlavi, king of kings of Iran, bought these F2s, F3s, and F4s from United States over 60 years ago. Islamic Republic of Iran has taken over. They repaint them and they say these are F-22s. It's like you buy a car from 60 years ago and then you try to recolor it and tell people because you recolored it that this is only 10 years old. It's only a 10-year-old car. It was just made. It was just made in 2010. Come on, man. Yep. These are supposedly F-22s. I mean, look, they put barbed wire here so that people don't even go near it because they're afraid if you play with it, it'll break apart and then they can't refix that part. So they cannot allow you to use it. Majority of them don't fly no more because they're not flyable anymore. Here you have the Islamic Republic of Iran in one side, on this side, and on this side, you got Hashd al-Shabi, a terrorist organization that's in Iraq. So you have the Sepah Basij on one side, Hashd al-Shabi on the other. And on the bottom, you got another terrorist organization called Khatim al-Hizbullah. You see, there's a Hezbollah in Lebanon, there's a Hezbollah in Iran, and there is another Hezbollah in Iraq. That's right, they got different names, but they all work for the same entity. And that is what you have. Okay, these are the ground forces. Khatim al-Hizbullah, you know them very well. They're the ones who've attacked America over 200 times so far, and they killed them. 3 American military personnel in Jordan who ended up being just part of the engineering corps, and they're there to help design and fix and maintain roads in Jordan because the people of Jordan can't do it themselves. They don't have the technology or the science. So they have to have the American military there to help them do this. And even then, they can't provide proper security. So Khatim al-Hizbullah was able to kill 3 of them. But they haven't done anything other than that. You know, they just destroy a little, vandalizing here, vandalizing there, pretend like they're shooting missiles. Now we know that the missiles that Iran talks about is just a bluff, like a poker card. They bluff that they have a missile that can do serious damage, where we've seen them attack over 200 times and they can't do nothing. Ladies and gentlemen, what you've learned today is Islamic Republic of Iran is made out of non-Iranians, pro-terrorism. They commit genocide on the Iranians. They destroy the resources of Iran. And now we showed you just a glimpse of how their hierarchy of terrorism works. Do not fall for these Democrats and liberal ideologies that try to tell you that these are the rightful people in charge and these are the rightful people that are governing their countries. No, they don't do that. These are not governing bodies. These are terrorists. You need to learn who they are. They target us. They recently attacked a man in England who used to work for Iran International. They stabbed him with a knife. He's in critical ill condition. Some say he's already dead in the hospital. It's hard to get the news out. They try to assassinate us even when we are not in Iran. If they can get their hands on a way of assassinating anyone who speaks against them, they will definitely do it. It's just a matter of time if they get more funding so that they can have a better way of doing that through people like Joe Biden, or if you bring Donald Trump in so that he can put a complete stop to them all. Here we will end this program for you. If you like our program, support our program, use your finger, click on the subscribe button. Underneath the program, you'll see the link tree, and through that, you can find me on other social medias, and I encourage you to follow me in those as well. In case if this program ever gets cut off by YouTube, we can start another channel. I leave all of you in the hands of Jesus till